buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome to the Cave, Glacier Peak High School. The band is a-cooking, the crowd jumping. It is 4A basketball, West Coast style on STSPN. Our presenting sponsor Rairdens Dodge, Chrysler Jeep, and it is going to be a barn burner tonight. Two teams, top of the West Coast 4A. And joining me to my left, Tim Boyle and Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Well, you guys have seen this already. This is part two.
Well, it is.
We've already had one.
Two, and yeah, Ronnie and I were here for the first matchup, and it was a doozy. You know, it kind of came down to the wire. Glacier Peak. It was kind of the tale of two halves. And remember, Ron, they didn't. GP couldn't score in the first half. They couldn't get any field goals, and so they kind of had to overcome a big deficit. And Jackson ended up walking away with it. Ben Olsen. Too many three-pointers out of that guy.
Five three-pointers on the game for Olsen, and a whopping 19 points, only averaging 13 or 11 coming in.
Yeah.
And then tears one off.
And each one of them was a dagger to Glacier Peak. They were all kind of late in the game, and they were all when Glacier Peak was making a run back at it. He just kept sinking threes, and he had that one. He had that one that he was kind of falling backwards, and he was covered and 4 feet behind the three-point line, and that just killed him right there.
And Ron, this is a game that matters. You know, you got both teams vying for #1 Wesco 4A. But we're in the final week. We've got districts to think about.
We do, and it's noisy in the gym here tonight for sure. We got the band and we got a loud PA announcer, but this game means a lot to both teams. In fact, it means who's going to be #1 seed in the playoffs here. So right now, Jackson holds a slight edge on that because they're undefeated in league right now. So we'll see how that turns out. But,
Jackson has tore off 8 in a row. They've won their last 8. Their last loss, Central Valley, back in the Bothell tournament. You look over across the way, Glacier Peak's won their last 6.
So they're both, something's got to give here,
something's got to give.
Yeah.
I was talking to Steve Johnson right before the game down there, and I said, are you excited about doing this game tonight? And he said, who wouldn't be excited about doing this? This is going to be a lot of fun tonight for everybody.
There's no hibernating in the cave tonight, gentlemen.
No.
They are announcing the starting lineups. We'll give them to you here right before the national anthem. Let's start with the visiting Jackson Timberwolves under the tutelage of Steve Johnson in his 17th year at the helm of the Timberwolves. And they'll start kind of a different lineup than is normal for Steve. Jesse Hoiby, a normal starter, a junior, 6'1", averaging 6.8 points a game. Carter Korab, the sophomore, averaging 5.9 points a game, gets the nod. Number 4. Number 5, Ben Olsen, we've talked about him. You cannot have enough to talk about. He's the quarterback of the team, the quarterback of the football team,
correct.
And he leads this squad.
He's the quarterback here, too, and we're going to pause here.
It's Joe Capone and Jason Searles will round up the starting lineup, and we'll pause and come back after a break on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your
4A Wesco basketball on STSPN is presented by Ace Hardware of Lake Stevens and Everett. Keith Neely alongside Tim Boyle and Ron Henthorn for a doozy.
Hey, before I forget it, welcome, Keith. Welcome to STSPN tonight, man. We're glad to have you back.
I tell you, it's been a little rough getting back in the saddle, but I'm glad to be here, and I would be amiss if I did not give a big shout out to my broadcasting brethren in Scott Oshman, who had to take the night off. But Scott, we're here with you. We're thinking about you, and we wish you were in the saddle yourself.
Yep, our friend Scott's down tending to his father that's ill down in Arizona, and we hope to have him back soon, and good luck, Scott.
We mentioned the Jackson Timberwolves starters. They will give up the tip to the Grizzlies as we start things off. This Grizzly offense was non-existent for the first half of the first meeting between these two teams. Only 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's not going to work for them tonight. If they want to win this game, they're going to have to make some buckets in the first half.
Dribble drive, left hand, scoops up with a right, no good. Ripped down is the rebound. And coming the other way on the quarter, Korab rip will give it to Hoiby, left side. Dribble drives into a double team, almost turned it over. Back to the quarterback we talked about, Olsen. And he wants the reset. Marshall Ross, Braden Quantrell, Noah Foreman, Fletcher Douglas, and Evan Manis.
Evan Manis with a big rebound there.
In the white jerseys, the Glacier Peak Grizzlies with a record of 10-1 in league. The lone loss to this Jackson Timberwolves squad in the man-to-man pressure. Douglas with the left hand. Tries to find the pick and roll, no good. Manis will take it up top now. Left-hand side, gets a seam, will rise with the left and score.
Well, there's one for you.
And the hometown on the board early. Both teams employing man-to-man to start things off. We saw just a touch of zone in that second half of the first meeting. Both these teams like their man-to-man defense.
And you did your homework. You went back and watched that whole game. Uh-oh.
Triple!
That was for Searles.
Jalen Searles, a junior at 6'6", is not the guy you think is going to drift outside.
No, but look at how long he is. I mean, boy, he's got a wingspan on him.
As the foul is taken in, Searles 10.9 a game, so not afraid to put the rock up.
Not at all.
That'll be Korab's first personal foul. First on the Timberwolves, obviously.
Offense-wise, it looks like the first couple times down the court here, GP is looking to drive the basket, maybe try to get Jackson in foul trouble early on here.
Foreman can't hit the first free throw.
Not like Foreman to miss those free throws either.
Well, we saw in the last game, both teams shot a lot of free throws, frankly.
Oh, and he misses
probably
them both,
too many.
Look at Fletcher Douglas. Oh, and he gets his pocket picked. Fletcher had the rebound, but got his pocket picked by Olsen.
Olsen, quick shimmy, Jimmy, and into the short corner. Goes back to Searles, dumps it into Capone. One dribble drive up with the right hand in traffic. Will score it.
That's going to be tough to stop tonight, Keith.
Capone, the big man, had some foul trouble. You got to keep him clean if you wanted to get the scoring.
The whole team had some foul trouble last game.
Stop and a pop from the free throw line. Back iron. Rebound will go to Jackson as Olsen gathers it in amongst the trees down low. He'll dribble in right-hand side, draws a body. Hits Capone. He draws in the middle. One body on him. And it was some good defense. Straight up. Made him work hard. There's the right hand, the left hand for Quantrell.
Quantrell goes coast to coast.
And Tim, you and I were talking about Braden Quantrell earlier as we were getting ready to get on the air about how quiet the 17 points he had.
It was it was kind of quiet for everybody on Glacier Peak. They weren't hitting anything in the first half, but yeah, it was. He did end up with 17 points.
Hoiby can't score, but the putback Carter Korab. And he's got his first 2 points of the ball game, and it's 5-4 for the visiting Timberwolves.
Shouldn't they have 7? Yeah, I think it's 7.
There it is,
yeah,
7-4. I had to go back and count.
Yeah. Thought my math was
Yeah,
off
the 3
there.
ball by Searles. I don't know that they credited that because it was an even score, I think.
Oh.
And in traffic, the triple! Marshall Ross got the bump, but still drains the 3 ball.
And they're going to get, I think they're going to get Marshall on a foul there.
Hoiby deceptively quick on that first step. Got to the baseline ahead of Ross.
These two teams play very fast.
There's the short 15-footer, no good from
Searles.
Searles, yeah, he hit the 3 ball earlier, so goes for long range, can't hit the short one. And with 3 rebounds in early going, Olsen comes
He's
away.
leading the floor in rebounds. Oh, and Searles gets another bucket.
Searles with 5.
Nice assist from Olsen on that one, running the floor.
A 2-point Jackson lead. And GP will wait for the play to get called, slow things down. There's Foreman top of the key. He'll swing it right-hand side to Douglas. He'll dribble in, looks for that left-hand dribble on Searles, pops, and over the top it drops.
Yeah, keep in mind they really didn't have Douglas last game. He kind of sat most of the game, so they'll need his help tonight.
And they'll need him right here on defense. Had a great defensive stop the last time. Gets another one and back-to-backers with Capone staring him down. And Douglas gets the best of both of those possessions. And now he'll lay it back up. So 2 stops on defense, 2 pops on offense, and Douglas has got 4.
Could be a high-scoring game tonight, Keith.
11-9.
One scoreboard has 9-9. The other one, oh, there we go.
11-9.
11-9, right?
There we go. Quantrill will back it up into Manis's hands. Guarded in tough man-to-man pressure by Korab. And now it'll be Brian Hunter saying, hold the horses. We got to back things up. He saw something he wants to exploit. We'll see what that is. It comes across the screen. Hoiby got tied up. I think we'll get whistled on Hoiby.
Yep, I think so.
Fouls on Jackson, number 2, Jesse.
I think Hoiby had a hand lock on him.
Put the cuffs on.
Yeah.
And the police were right there.
Number 0, Christian Liddell.
Steve Johnson having a word with the official. And Quantrill will drift down.
They brought in Liddell.
Yeah, crazily absent in the lineup. Christian Liddell.
What a guy to bring first off your lineup, though,
scoring
right?
15-4.
Yeah. It's a good 6th man right there.
Absolutely.
No Bigovich yet, though.
Kyle Bigovich averaging 11-4. So off the bench, averaging almost 18 points a game. And that in the key a while. Noah Foreman just got tied up and had nowhere to go. And another GP turnover.
Ron keeps track of the turnovers, like he watches them like a hawk.
Well, like a little bird anyway.
Sparrow watching for Ron Henthorn. He's sharpened the pencil or inked the ink down there. I don't know what his implement is.
Ink, I do ink.
I think he's working it. Yeah, well, you got to be absolute with the ink. He knows him when he sees him.
He does.
Here's Olsen into the middle of the key. Back out to Searles. He's not afraid.
Oh, and look at that.
2 triples for Searles. Leads all scores with 8. Better than a point a minute out of Jalen Searles. $1:41 to go here, first quarter. GP looking to go ahead with a bucket. A spin into traffic, a razor with the right hand. Braden Quantrill with 4.
Looks like they're going to bring Bigovich in now for the first time.
Things get taller and bigger. Short jump shot, no good. First shot attempted by off the bench Christian Liddell, and you wonder how comfortable he is playing 6th man. Not a role he's used to.
Yep.
That's a 3-shot.
No good.
The chairman of the boards with the rebound.
And Foreman's impressed me.
Oh, he fights for those
on the
rebounds.
boards. He's listed at 6'4". He's got a guy who's not necessarily a stout big body, but he's a smart big body.
Yeah, and he just goes after the boards. We nicknamed him the chairman of the boards long time, even last year.
Look at that. Ooh, that's
Another off shot by Ross.
He's going to get a loose ball foul there, kind
of. Johnny Johnson's going to ring him up there.
Fouls on Grizzlies number 25.
Kind of accidentally ran him over.
Second team foul.
Don't get in his way. You get run over too.
Foreman only his first personal foul, second team foul on the Grizzlies. So not nearly the fisticuffs we had in the first meeting between the two. There's the shot off a rimmer. No good, and once again another GP rebound. They're not allowing Jackson too many first shots.
Nice little reverse layup there by the chairman.
Yep.
Foreman on the board. Missed 2 free throws earlier, now has a pair. And the GP lead expands to 3. There's the long shot by Olsen, no good. And that's something we did not see much of in the first game.
No, not a lot of misses from him. Good little rebound there by Evan Manis.
Gonna run the clock down the end of this period right here now, so one play only here.
Quantrell with a little yo-yo dribble right in front of the student section. With 7 seconds, will now attack Olsen with that right hand, crosses left, looks for some help. There's the shot, elbow left, and it is off the rim. No good. Will there be an offensive rebound? No, and that's where we will stop at the end of one period. 15-12, Glacier Peak with the 3-point advantage over Jackson for a basketball STSPN style. Thanks for being a part of our evening. We'll be back in a moment.
As a leading builder of new homes and commercial properties in Western Washington, Gamut 360 Holdings has built a reputation for honest communication, exceptional customer service, and superior craftsmanship since 2003. Our 360-degree construction approach guarantees each project is designed and built with you in mind, matching first-class materials with the highest of construction standards. From the planning stages to the final walkthroughs, Gamut 360 delivers trusted, sustainable investments that exceed owner expectations and transform Northwest neighborhoods. Gamut 360. Design, create, inspire.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike.
15-12. Glacier Peak on top. We check in for the first time. The big man down low for Jackson. That is Kyle Bigovich. We mentioned him earlier, 11.4. He's 6'6" and occupies space on the block.
And he was absent game 1 of this series. Turns out Jackson didn't need him.
And he traveled.
And like he starts off running right into a wall of Glacier Peak Grizzlies, a big white wall.
So first quarter, a little different formula for the Grizzlies. They actually made some buckets and
You like to do that, right?
Well,
you want to do that?
That's part of the plan typically. Oh, they gave GP the ball on that.
He kept it away from him. Interesting stat on that first half, guys. No free throws made, 2 missed.
2 missed.
Wow. Yeah, that is completely.
Only GP went to the line, right?
Yeah. Shot 2 free. Only 2 shots that made or attempted, and Timberwolves didn't go to the line at all.
Polar opposite of the bajillion attempted in the first quarter.
I think they were already in the bonus in the first quarter last time.
And now we've got a push in the back on Jackson.
That's going to be on.
Slow things down here as we. 24, that is.
Number 44, Joe Capone.
Capone, his first.
Foul for Jackson.
Well, they're spreading their fouls out, Keith. That's what they did last game, too.
Yeah,
although Capone fouled out last time. But
that's a tough formula to bake into a game plan.
It really is. It's kind of a statistical oddity.
Quantrell gets into some mess.
Oh, and they got him for a travel. Interesting.
And it looked like it was going to be a jump ball or at least a tie-up.
Yeah.
I didn't see his feet leave the ground, did you?
I didn't either.
He just took too long in the box there.
Regardless, Olsen will dribble drive across the timeline, get it into the left side. Over to Searles. And now the Lindell off the bench. Well, swing it around. There's the big man, Bigovich, aptly named. Oh, back to Olsen. Into the center to Capone, dumbing it down. They had a good look. It was a good game plan, big to big underneath. But too hot to handle on the little snap pass from Capone to Bigovic.
A little too much mustard on the pass.
Inbound will go to Glacier Peak against full court man-to-man pressure. As GP trying to turn up the energy. I don't think they got to turn it up too much, Tim. It's pretty energetic so far.
Both teams, they play a fast, they play with speed, both teams.
Off the foot.
Reset the clock on that one.
Yep.
Both these teams high up in the RPI. Jackson occupying number 7 in the all-important seeding for the regional and state playoffs as bodies hit the deck. Glacier Peak number 12, not far behind. And you got a winner with a GP win here as the left-hand floater falls for Manis. Beautiful.
Evan Manis, the Central Washington commit, I believe I read.
He took Capone to the hoop like Capone wasn't even there.
And now we have a call away from the ball. I don't know if we have a foul call or a sweep.
Somebody's bleeding or something. Got to have a clean up here.
Got to call the hazmat.
Oh.
So it's Noah Foreman going over to get a look, and a timeout by Brian Hunter will stop things here with 6:09. We'll stay a little bit of a talk here about seeding. I mentioned is the open hit that we were in the final week. Only 2 more regular season games for these two teams. The one kind of on the bubble wild card team to occupy some space in district would be Mount Vernon.
Yeah, Mount Vernon can kind of throw a little monkey wrench into it. If Glacier Peak should lose tonight, then they could theoretically lose to Mount Vernon. You know, that would get them in a tie for the, I'm not sure what the tiebreaker would be there. Tiebreaker here, though, is like apparently Jackson owns that tiebreaker with a coin flip, and that's already been determined. So
Jackson, even in a loss tonight, would have to
they'd have to
really
trip up somewhere.
Yeah. Their next 2 against Cascade at 0-11. Doubtful that's where the trip would occur. But again, Mount Vernon on Tuesday.
Vernon, you don't know.
You just don't know.
They look like they got some
spoiler
in them.
Mount Vernon have a real incentive to play the Windows game for sure.
They do.
Absolutely. Bigovic will get on the board with a little inside left-hander.
Nice little inbounds play there by Jackson drew up.
And it tightens this lead to only 3 for the Grizzlies. They'll dump it in the corner, and a much more alive, much more possession-oriented Grizzly Peak or Glacier Peak team than we've seen against the last Jackson contest. Swatted away again. Cyril said Pete and repeat, but didn't get the second.
I'm telling you, Cyril's has got those long arms, and he can jump, and he plays like he's about 6'9".
Douglas got Cyril's up in the air and took advantage of him that time.
They put the foul. They gave him the foul.
They did, Cyril. So that will be his first 15 foul. So 1-on-1 and a couple here. Not quite to the bonus yet.
Gets it in the hard way there.
Checking in for the Grizzlies, number 3.
Squirrely.
Cedric.
That was a squirrely.
Jr.
Cedric Jones Jr., 6'4", the junior, averaging 5'9", checks in for the first time, replacing Marshall Ross on the court for the Grizzlies. And now Douglas will split the pair of free throws. I got him for 5 points so far through 1.5 quarters.
You got it right.
GP just 1 for 4 from the line tonight.
18-4. There's the shot off of Liddell. No good, but a Capone offensive rebound pick by.
And some change. Picks up the foul.
Joe Capone bringing the hard hat on the left-hand block. Gets the offensive rebound on the short drop from Christian Liddell. Puts it right back up and is fouled by Noah Foreman on his way to the rack.
Noah picks up his second of the night.
And Capone can't pick up the three-point play.
Nobody's making free throws tonight. I don't understand that.
Both teams have combined 1 for 5 from the free throw line.
Quantrell very quiet up top, given a lot of space by Olsen in this man-to-man. There's that lunge by those long arms of Cyril.
Almost got a piece of that within about 1/4 of an inch, I think.
And the shot is good, and on the other end, I think that was Bigovic one more time.
That was Olsen for 2, wasn't it?
Was it Olsen in the lane? Okay, missed that one. Thank you.
His first 2 of the night.
The watchdog down the lane here. Ron, he's no longer the wedge.
Somebody's got to look once in a while.
He's the one actually watching this contest. Cyril's rebound. Long, lanky, lean. Got a nice soft touch from long range. No, can't get that one to fall. Capone tries to dive into the exit door there.
Cyril's not afraid to take that long ball.
Ross will check back in for Glacier Peak, and Carter Korab back in for Jackson.
Cyril's has got 2 of those long balls in the net already, so he's going to keep firing, I'm thinking.
Yeah, he probably has the green light from Coach, especially after that first make. Why not? Nobody's out there guarding him. That one from the deep right corner. So he's not just a one-trick pony as far as where his favorite spot is. He's marked it all around the arc. There's a shot straight away. That one
just
rims out
of the rim.
And Olsen rips down another mighty rebound.
He might be leading both teams with rebounds. That's his 4th, I think.
Just in the right spot on that backside rebound.
Oh, that's going to be an offensive
foul. The lean in and the bowling over of Fletcher Douglas will show Joe Capone his 2nd foul.
That was a big shoulder push on that one.
That one not hard to call.
No, that was an easy one.
That was an attention getter. You know, they do that early on to take the foul. They just give somebody a little extra business later on. They might not lean into him as much.
They're going to give Capone a rest. They don't want him to pick up his 3rd before the half.
1-step advantage, and then the tie-up. And the foul call.
That was
Manis. Manis had a step advantage on both Cyril and Bigovic, and it looked like Bigovic was going to get in some trouble deep in the well there, but couldn't hit the bucket.
No, he had to go way up high on that and just threw it off a little bit.
They did credit Evan Manis with the infraction. Out top now to Olsen, dumped to Liddell. Over it goes to Hoiby, no. And another offensive rebound. Guess who? Cyril's right there. And the ponderance
Looked like he thought about it. That was a good call.
I think so.
Then he did it with authority.
I'm not sure what he called. Was the ball out of bounds?
Yeah, it was out of bounds.
He had to rewind, go through the tape, and come up with the call, but I think he made the right one.
I think he did.
Douglas now with that left-hand dribble has Cyril's on him, still man-to-man. Either team ready to go zone and almost crossed Cyril's up and was on his way to the rack before he tripped up. Here's Ross, top of the key to Jones. Jones looks in. Now he'll draw some body and a lay-in with the right hand. No, can't find it. He had Liddell riding him hard all the way to the rack, but can't get the fall. And now a block will go against Marshall Ross. It'll be his 2nd personal foul.
Fouls on Grizzlies number 4, Marshall Ross, his 2nd. 15th foul for the Grizzlies this half.
Liddell, one of these leading playmakers on this Jackson team. You can't give him too many steps out front of you. There's the short corner jump shot. Left that one way short. Very un-Liddell-like.
Liddell a little bit cold tonight.
Well, it makes you wonder how much difference your whole season. You've been used to suiting up, running out, slapping hands in the starting lineup, and then you're coming off the bench for one.
Some players play really well coming off the bench. Oh.
And a three-point play as Jones hits the deck and into the mat. On the north side of the gymnasium, beat up by Carter Korab.
Foul on number 4, Korab.
So Jones will go to the line to see if he can't muster a three-point play and increase his advantage to 5.
Number 5.
Checking in is Jack Purcell. Three-point play complete, 23-18. And Purcell, the junior, 6 foot, into the game for the first time for the Grizzlies.
Now he called number 5 as Tucker Molina, and we got him as Purcell, so I'm not sure who's in the ball.
I'm sure that's Purcell.
That is Purcell, yep.
And a tip Off the fingers.
Oh.
And Purcell had a steal, and then
Hahn came up and stole it from him.
took it right away. There's the oop.
Oh!
Come on down.
My!
Give me one up.
Wow.
Give me one down. Holy
Laying
smoke.
above the rim, and that gets the Jackson crowd all in a frenzy right now.
Goosebumps up the spine.
Wow. Climbed the ladder on that one.
Wide eyes. He was calling it on the way in. Give me one up high for the flush.
See what the foul is here.
And we've got a double foul, and we'll slow things up. So Kevin Hahn will get one foul for Jackson. I didn't see Hahn check in, but he is in there. And then you also have to credit Quantrell on the other end of the double foul.
He got the foul too, okay.
So Hahn and Quantrell mixed up with some altercation in the
Trying to
paint.
occupy the same space, I think.
Forcefully. Neither one of them super big guys. They got Quantrell listed as 6'1", and Hahn listed at 5'11". That's basketball roster.
Yeah, yes. So that could be exaggerated.
They've beefed
Slightly.
up a little bit since they printed the roster, I think. Oh, almost.
Diving out. There's a 4 on another pump fake, and a Jones shot from 15 will fall off the left or the right side. Hoiby will gather it up and fire it right back to Olsen, who will cross the timeline under some pressure. Some transition defense will finally come back to a realization that they need to play some.
Another turnover there, Ronnie.
Yeah, 5 for Jackson so far in this first half.
Quantrell has Hahn on him. The screen coming. That's Manis setting a hard one. Now he'll run off and reload. 49 seconds to go before the first half will expire. There's the spin in traffic. Drew one tall, lanky Jalen Sears elevation.
Searles is throwing people's shots off. There's no doubt about it.
Hahn, top side, will give to Hoiby now. They'll spread the court. Olsen is on the right side. Searles on the left in the black jerseys for Jackson. Back to Hoiby. Has 2 diving at him. That's Jones and Quantrell. Deep corner. There's the Bigovic 3. They give him 3. They give him 1. 2. Can't give him 1.
2.
But they'll give him the deuce. Bigovic has 4 in the first half.
Boy, cut it to within a 1-point lead there.
23-22, right on the money, Tim. I've lost track for a moment. There's the push, no shot.
No shot. Oh.
It will be out front, the continuation. Not in effect tonight.
But it will be, they are in the bonus though, right?
Well, should get 2 anyway, I think.
Indeed it is. That will be the 10th personal foul, or 10th team foul, excuse me.
Or they're saying the 9th, I think.
Okay, so
it
we'll
should
still be 1-1.
Yeah.
Quantrell will step to the line. He's got 4 already tonight.
Should I predict whether he's going to make it or not? What are the odds, guys?
50-50.
Not even that.
Off the rim it goes. And this should end it on an air ball. But it's definitely been entertaining through 16 minutes of first half 4A basketball.
And we knew it would be. Boy, a 1-point game.
As you see this flush on the replay, the alley-oop from Olsen to Searles. That one was picture perfect. Thank you for that, Todd Eldick.
That's a highlight film there. STSPN highlight film.
So after a half of basketball, the home team Grizzlies hold a slim 1-point lead over the visitors, the Jackson Timberwolves. I'd like to remind you our presenting sponsor, Ace Hardware, Lake Stevens and Everett. You're watching STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
As records tumbled and enemies cried, came the birth of a legend. But we did not sleep. We did not rest. With knowledge gained and lessons learned, a legend was born to search and destroy. Respect the beast, but don't wake the monster.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
As a leading builder of new homes and commercial properties in Western Washington, Gamut 360 Holdings has built a reputation for honest communication, exceptional customer service, and superior craftsmanship since 2003. Our 360-degree construction approach guarantees each project is designed and built with you in mind, matching first-class materials with the highest of construction standards. From the planning stages to the final walkthroughs, Gamut 360 delivers trusted, sustainable investments that exceed owner expectations and transform Northwest neighborhoods. Gamut 360. Design, create, inspire.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go. It looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Welcome back on STSPN. We've got a heck of a ball game here at Glacier Peak. The Grizzlies with a 1-point lead over the Jackson Timberwolves. Our presenting sponsor of STSPN, Wesco Basketball, Raritan's Dodge Chrysler Jeep. And we thank you for being a part of our evening. And Tim and Ron, what a great 16 minutes we've watched already tonight.
And we got 16 more for you, and I think the next 16 are going to be equally good.
And they didn't slow down a bit. They just kept right on running. I don't know if there was one timeout that I recalled in the first half, was there?
There was a couple. I didn't write them down.
I know there was one for sure.
We had an injury timeout. Yeah. I know we had to stop for. But
that might
other
have been
than
the only
that,
one.
I think you're right.
I think that was the only one. It wasn't a real timeout.
They were pedal to the metal the whole time, and you got a 1-point game, and I think you're going to see more of the same. I don't know, gentlemen. I think it's going to go right down to the wire, like a lot of these Jackson Glacier Peak games
Don't they just seem to always come down to this, where you're heading into a district matchup and you need that one victory and guess who's standing in the way, but the guys you really don't want to see.
Exactly, and I think every year doing these broadcasts, I look forward to either football or basketball. I look forward to the GP Jackson games because they always prove to just be epic.
Last year, Glacier Peak got the best of Jackson, 2 games in district, ended up
and 2 games in the regular
season ends up going to Glacier Peak. And then this season we talked a lot about it because it was a pretty important ball game, but the first game at Jackson went to Jackson, and you got to think that Brian Hunter's wondering what happened. You know, we had these guys on the ropes for so long, but
yeah, and you know something I just thought of. The crowd at Jackson, it was really, really chippy. GP and Jackson were going back and forth, hurling insults like crazy all night. And I think even the assistant principal at GP had to kind of step in and calm them down a little bit. And so, yeah, it was the crowd was definitely very chippy.
Great atmosphere tonight, and it kind of got electrified. We didn't talk much about Jalen Searles in the pregame show, but he sure told us why we need to pay attention.
Yeah, and one thing you don't see about him, what you don't see in the stats, is he throws a lot of shots off where if you notice, a lot of people had to go way over the top and it threw their shot off, and there was like 3 or 4 missed easy lay-ins and a couple real short shots that were missed because he's making them. Boy, that sounds terrible.
Ron, you want to cap this one off? You got to.
Wow. Jason Searles is a high scorer for both teams tonight with 10 points out there, and he was high with a couple threes early on, but kind of cooled off after that. He missed his last three-point attempts.
Nothing more impressive than the 9th and the 10th point.
Nothing more impressive, no.
As he climbed the ladder on that alley-oop.
Did he go upstairs and throw one down with some authority?
He could have done that on an 11-foot rim, I'm here to tell you.
I'm looking for him to fire some more threes up, and I'm looking for Ben Olsen to fire up some threes too. Because
Ben's kind of been cold tonight, hasn't he?
He's only got 2 points, but he's leading he's running the show out there. For
well, I'll tell you what, if Ben heats up, it's going to be a problem for Glacier Peak because, you know, they're within 1 now. Jackson was with 1 now, but Olsen really hasn't done much.
Well, besides Searles altering shots, you put a big 6'6" guy dashing out at guys at the free throw line. It allows a Ben Olsen to sneak in the back door and rip down some boards. And he's probably, you said it earlier, I think
he's got 4 or 5 boards.
He's probably
at least
leading the game.
Yep. He's picked a few pockets tonight too, and
So far, turnovers haven't been a big problem for either team. I got Jackson for 5 and the Grizzlies for 4, so that's pretty common for half a game so far.
I think there was a lot more turnovers in the previous game.
Oh, a lot more, yeah. I think there were like 15 for the whole game for both teams about. So a little more physical that first game, but I'll see how the second half runs out here as we get underway. Keith?
Well, both teams starting the same guys except one, and that is Christian Liddell is actually starting the second half for the T-Wolves, absent in the starting lineup at the beginning of the game. We'll see how that plays into his psyche. There's a strip and a foul call.
I think Olsen's going to get that one.
Great job at least keeping momentum toward the rim for Fletcher Douglas.
They gave it to Searles.
And that could impact things. He picks up 2. He's still a little early on in foul trouble. Nothing to be concerned of yet.
Again, they've done a good job spreading their fouls out. 3 people with 2 on Jackson. Oh, another miss at the free throw line.
Free throw.
And those come back to kill you. You know, we talk about that all the time, and GP struggled historically from the line. And in a close game like this, you need those buckets.
Douglas will split the pair. He split a pair earlier. Now 2 for 4 from the stripe. 24-22 Grizzlies. Left-hand dribble by Korab. Looks down in low, finds Olsen around the left side wing, asks for a screen, won't get it. Now Lindell gets tied up.
Too bad.
Into Fletcher Douglas.
Fletcher wasn't looking.
Oh.
Olsen now to Searles, one bounce and a stop off the glass. He just is in the right place at the right time. There seems to be a lot of acreage between him and the rim with no white jerseys.
Without a doubt. And it doesn't look like anybody's blocking his shot either.
Quantrell will put it inside. There's a hesitation dribble by Ross. Now over to the right, back out top to Manis. He looks underneath. Manis strangely quiet, only 2 points tonight. There's a trip in on the run is Olsen. He'll take the left hand, just swipe over to the right.
And a foul.
Right
Not
in
a
the
good
face
foul there.
Of Marshall Ross will pick up number 3.
Yeah, and that's, again, not a good foul on that play.
Not a smart play. If you're going to foul him, don't let him shoot.
Yeah.
Olsen strangely
if you're going to foul
quiet.
him, make it count.
Van Olsen heads to the free throw line. Does not miss many free throws, but he's even been bitten by the bug.
It's contagious.
I guess.
The free throw bug is out.
Measles in Clark County, free throw-itis here in Snohomish County. Out top to Ross. Ross looks right to Foreman. Foreman down in the corner to Quantrell. Has a tough man-to-man Lindell defense on him. There's a right-hand blocks, no good. And it'll be Capone that gets the rebound. Here's Olsen out to Liddell. Stops, right-hand block, elbow. It falls short. Quickly Quantrell and the Grizzlies on the run. There's the shot by Ross. 3 ball, no.
Oh, I think that's going to be a foul on Fletcher.
The referee looking at Searles, and that may be number 3, and that's a problem for Steve Johnson.
It was.
I think it is.
Timberwolves number 3.
So now, if you're
That's
the
number
head
3.
coach for the
You saw that
Grizzlies,
on the
Steve
replay.
Johnson.
He had his hand on his back when he pushed him down there, so that's why he got called for it.
Bigovich comes in to replace him. Searles is going to have to sit down and think about that one.
And you see the body language of Searles, and he wants that one back. He is not happy with himself at all heading to the the Timberwolves bench. And definitely an energy change. Searles so energetic. You give up some height for Bigovich. There's the alley-oop trying to find Quantrell. No good. Top of the arc. Also a miss. And suddenly there's a lid on it for GP.
GP's kind of been cold.
Noah Foreman has 4 on the night.
Ties it back up again for about our 5th tie of this ballgame so far.
And an offensive foul, another shove off of the elbow of Joe Capone.
That's not going to go well for Capone. That's 3 for him if it's on him.
Nope, they call that on Olsen.
His second, 13th foul for Jackson.
An Olsen foul will be his number 2 for Olsen.
Boy, that
So you're right,
Three
Tim.
quick fouls right there.
And still spreading them around.
They are spreading them around.
Two for Korab.
At some point, you don't have anywhere to put them, right?
Yeah,
you know?
That's true. And another great dribble drive. And
that's
now
be 3 for Korab.
You start working those fouls. If you're Glacier Peak, you start taking the bodies to bodies.
Oh,
I think
Olsen
you do. Who'd they call that
Olsen
on? Oh, they called that on Olsen?
Yeah, I thought.
But that is number 3 on Olsen, and the 14 foul early going here, second half. And the free throw.
Well, like I
good.
said, Keith, at some point you don't have anywhere to put those fouls. So that's 4 real quick fouls.
And the second one on the way from Douglas is also good, so his percentage increased dramatically. Now 4 for 6, batting 66%.
Douglas can shoot the free throws, so he doesn't have the fever.
And now into the corner, drop step, the reverse lay-in is good, and a
That was
beautiful
a beauty.
move by Carter Korab. Ties this thing back up. We might have to start keeping track of lead changes and ties, Ron.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult.
It might be. Get out the abacus.
Yes.
There's the right hand and a swat by Capone on the
and
Quantrill shot.
they even gave him the ball back, too.
Yeah, he must have touched it on the way out of bounds there. So Johnny Johnson right down there.
Big
watching
block
that
by
close.
Capone.
Here comes Olsen. He'll retreat into the fast advance to set up a play. He's got Bigovic on his right, Capone on his left, and a steal is not to be.
Foreman's going to get called.
They're going to call for. Ooh.
That's 3 for
Not
him.
sure about that one.
Foreman picks up number 3. Will you sit him here with 4:29 to go third quarter?
Let him play.
Now you got 2 players on GP with 3.
Tied up at 28. Drop step. Bigovic to the rack. Off the glass with a kiss.
Beautiful move.
And
now another
Kyle
lead
has
change there
6.
for you.
That's right. That's like 4. See, 2 ties and 2 lead changes in about a minute and a half. There's another lead change, and it comes from the stroke of Evan Manis.
Wow, and that was a clutch shot there by the Magnet.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll stick right here with 4:06 remaining. Here's that shot by Manis. Had Capone right in his grill. Elevates over the top and drains one from long range. Sniping.
Reignites the crowd a little bit there, Keith.
Nice to see those 3-pointers going up there for these kids, and they're going to probably make a difference here this second half as things roll on.
And that there has not been a tremendous amount of that. You've let's see, how many do we have here? Outside of Cyril's dropping a pair early.
Ross has got 1 now, and Menace has got 1.
And Menace has got 1.
It's been a quiet night for the threes. Unlike last game, there was a lot of threes being exchanged.
I think we're going to see a lot more fired up here as things go on.
Jesse Hoiby.
I'm wondering what's going to happen with the fouls. It could get interesting.
Especially if you get into a tie ball game late. When you need that body or you have a forced overtime situation that could get really dangerous. Hoiby down in the corner to Liddell. He'll elevate with a rebound. It goes to Capone right up with a right hand.
They're going to have to get an answer for that because they do not have an answer at the moment.
He's got 6, all from inside the paint. The strong man down low in Joe Capone will give a 1-point Jackson advantage. Here's the answer. Give me some more of that, says Fletcher Douglas. I can go paint side. It's not all free throws for me.
Nope, go deep and score.
33-32, another lead change. It's seesaw, back and forth. Hoiby draws some traffic and ripped clear by Manis.
The Magnet strips him. And Hoiby's going to get a foul there.
That's your frustration.
That's exactly what that is.
Hoiby picks up number 2.
Again, spreading them around pretty good, though.
When you're fresh into the game off the bench, you want to make a statement.
Watch the body language down there. This is getting a little bit chippy on the floor.
Yeah. Hoiby's going to take a seat here. I think Steve Johnson said we need to let you settle down a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to have to let him think about that one.
Hahn now into the ball game, replacing Hoiby for Jackson. He'll get it into Ross. Back to Quantrill. He holds it for a moment. 1 dribble drive down into the right side by Foreman. He'll take it out. Back Top now to Manis. He'll go up top over Capone. Thought he had it, could have followed his shot. He might have had another look at it. And slowing things down is Christian Liddell. Hahn back to Liddell, top side, 33-32. Still the home team's clinging to that 1-point lead. And right now the offense stalling a bit. Still 15 on the shot block, but you can see where Ben Olsen makes a difference in this Jackson offense.
Without a doubt.
Hahn back over to Liddell, almost a two-man game. Asks for the screen, gets one from Bigovic. He'll go up top, no good. And it'll stay.
Did that hit the rim?
Stays Jackson ball. And now we'll ask for help. The official comes over, they'll confer.
2 seconds, yeah, it did not hit.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Didn't look like it hit.
Good call there, Jamie.
I don't know about 2 seconds.
So there's Olsen, comes back in for Hahn after a very abbreviated rest. There's the shot. We've seen this one before.
Oh, and he almost, that's the same shot he hit in the first game.
The first movie ended a lot better for Ben Olsen than the sequel did. Offensive rebound.
Oh, and they're going to get Olsen for another one, I think.
Foul call on the baseline.
Oh.
And if that's on Olsen, that's number 4.
Oh.
Not good.
And he was in for like 2 seconds before he.
He's going to come back out right now.
Ouch.
And quickly to his bench, grabbing Hahn's jersey.
See, now the thing is, Keith, he's got to play with a lot of caution the rest of the night going forward. So changes it up a little bit.
A beautiful inbound play. There's Ross Snow chasing after it, and the rebound is Douglas.
A little bit of an energy change there.
Yes, kind of like a slow balloon. He just squeaked out the air, and this Jackson offense kind of came to a stop. There's the shot, no good, air ball, and a foul call will go against Marshall Ross. That'll be his 4th.
Yeah.
Ouch. So both teams now dipping deep into the foul well.
We're going to see Cedric Jones come back in for Ross right now, I think.
Yep. Like I said, eventually you got to put those fouls somewhere, and that's adding up to number 4 on Mr. Ross.
Only 3 for the Grizzlies this period, though. 6 for the Jackson Timberwolves here.
Jackson's in a little bit more foul trouble.
Olsen with 4, Searles with 3, really the only trouble for Jackson. Marshall Ross with 4, Foreman with 3, the only real trouble for the Grizzlies. But you're right, you stack 2s along the entire roster the rest of the way for Jackson.
Yep.
Capone looking for the back door. He'll find it. There's Bigovic. He can't get the bunny. No, he does. Almost missed the easy.
Touch. They almost blocked it, too.
8 points for Bigovic off the bench tonight. And the Jackson bench has been mighty fine. And they've taken the lead back over by 1. Yet another lead change. And that might be double dribble. No, they asked for it. And the offensive foul will go ahead of the goaltending.
Man, that's too bad because he would have picked up a goaltending there.
He should have picked up a travel.
He probably should have.
And that was on Fletcher, right?
That was on, Douglas.
That was his
Fletcher
first.
Douglas.
If they'd have called the travel, he wouldn't have got the foul.
That is his,
no, they called it on Manis. Manis for 2.
Oh, that's
that was on Manis?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They put it up on the board.
I missed something there, Tim.
I did, too.
14 foul for the Grizzlies.
All right. 47 seconds, third quarter. Still only a 1-point game. We have got ourselves a masterpiece in the 4A right here tonight.
And it was another lead change, too.
Liddell, Capone playing a little keep away. There's the 15-footer, no good. Tipped away, but Bigovic right there to clean house and get back out top. It stops the shot clock. It is turned off with 22.
Some of those offensive rebounds are just killer.
Steve Johnson down there running the show.
With a bucket here, Jackson could go up by as much as 3, by as much as 4. And on his seat and thrown out of bounds. 3 seconds to go. They'll get it inside, and a foul call with 1.1
man, that's
on the
foul
clock.
you don't want to do.
And that's number 4 on Manis, too, or on the Foreman.
Evan Manis picks up number 3.
And that's a tough one because with 1 second left on the clock.
Korab will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. 1-point lead. 2 bounces, a little spin, and the shot is up and good for number 1 for Korab.
Lots of fan play helping over there with the students.
Yeah. And the second one is also good. Money. 2 for 2 on the stripe for Korab. And
look
the
at that.
Shot.
No! And it would have gone.
Quantrell had a
Would've
lazy
counted.
look as he drops to his knees. Hands in his head. Can't believe he missed it.
That was like a Christian, that pass to like Christian Leitner back in
That's
1992,
right.
full court.
And that will end the third quarter, 36-33. Jackson with, I think, their biggest lead of the game.
It is.
As we head into the final 8 minutes. You want to stick around for this one on STSPN. Minutes of this Glacier Peak Jackson contest presented by Raritan Dodge Chrysler Jeep. And you're going to want to spin back the replay on STSPN. Liddell, or Quantrell rather, will advance to Jones. Cedric Jones Jr. with the deuce.
Nice pickup off the turnover there.
And boy, do you miss Olsen on the floor right now if you're the Timberwolves. And taking over as Christian Liddell.
Oh, and he got him for a
turnover as Cyril.
Back-to-back turnovers to start the fourth quarter. Not what you want to see.
You get a timeout.
Now they're going to talk about it.
Steve Johnson draws up what he wants to see in the final 8 minutes. And you come out and lay 2 eggs. You need another timeout, Tim.
You know, we were talking about that, Keith, early on, that travel call, that little skip.
That's right.
They're looking closer at it right now, and they're probably going to watch that in this fourth quarter.
That one game we did earlier, they were calling that like crazy. At least, remember, in the JV game, they were calling it right and left. And
well, they're watching it right now because that's the second time they've called it. They've missed a couple of them, I know, already. So this is going to be an interesting run here with a 1-point game here.
I have no idea what's going to happen, gentlemen.
It's beautiful. That's the beautiful nature of high school basketball with 17, 18-year-old. Make a mistake, and they're so resilient. They'll come right back out and surprise you with a 3 the next time down the trip, next trip down the court.
Well, you know, I remember playing high school basketball, and you never thought you were going to lose even when you were down 20 points.
Right, that's right. So, and you'll make it up in the driveway the next day if you do. You'll be out there shooting.
Yep, you don't think about losing, you think about winning.
No, and I can promise you both teams want this so bad they can taste it.
The last meeting back on January 4th, Jackson stole one 63-59 at the very end. Literally, Ben Olsen stole the inbound pass and took it the other way.
Yeah, the momentum
was the difference.
All completely changed in Glacier Peak's favor, and Olsen got that steal, and it just kind of sealed the deal.
Douglas has a hard time finding the handle there. 15 on the shot clock, over to Quantrell. Left-hand dribble, back it goes to Douglas. Tries to feed one in a dagger underneath, and I have to get rid of it. 4 on the shot clock.
You got it.
8-footer, no good. Offensive rebound. Foreman to the rack. Count it!
Wow! The chairman steps up.
Noah Foreman out of the house.
And that's as big as an offensive rebound as you're going to get right there.
Christian Liddell picks up only his first personal foul, but it is the 7th team foul on the Timberwolves.
It's going to put them in the bonus, gentlemen.
Noah Foreman can't get the 3.
Kind of lane violation.
Lane violation?
Wow. Called it on.
They called it on Hoiby.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
So is that a missed shot or a no shot?
I think it goes down as a no shot.
A no shot.
Yeah.
You redo. Noah Foreman, couple of bounces, well back over his head.
Gets this one.
Says, thank you, Mr. Hoiby.
Costly lane violation there.
38-36, GP with a 2-point advantage.
It's a fragile lead there.
Cyril had to dive out of the way. There's Liddell, pump fake, finds the corner. Driving in, Bigovic, and he is mean on that. Isn't Bigovic, that's Korab.
They're having a tough time stopping that play.
Carter Korab got just a sliver of daylight along that baseline and ties this thing at 38. Douglas looks in on the zone now. First time we've seen much zone. Here's Jones. Giving it back to Douglas. Jones, pump fake, goes into the double team, off the glass with a kiss, no good. Still keeping it alive. Fight underneath. Liddell has it stolen away. Right hand, no. And Liddell will come clean.
There was a couple fouls in there that didn't get called, I'm sure.
Looked like it.
Skin under fingernails, perhaps, might.
Glacier Peak's going to have to choose their shots a little better.
That's out of bounds. Turnover.
A good look.
They had a lot of good looks on that, and they just didn't take them, and then they're kind of forcing them inside.
Capone was able to seal off Noah Foreman along the baseline, and if that entry pass is on the money, he's got an easy land.
Yep, and Ross is back in with 4 fouls, by the way.
Yeah, Brian Hunter's going to get all he can get out of him for the next 5
may as
minutes
well.
here.
Can't take him home with you, right?
That's right. 38 with 5 and change remaining. Into the double teams.
That looked like a
blocked by Hoiby.
Wow.
If not Liddell, they were both there.
I think it was Hoiby.
Warning on the bench. Brian got warned because I think he's right.
I think he thought it was a foul too. From here it looked like a foul, but they didn't see it.
Another tie as Hoiby and Liddell playing monkey in the middle. And Cyril loses the handle. They got up top and couldn't get back down. An offhand lay-in into some traffic as Manis
That time
connect.
Hoiby will pick up the foul.
Manis wanted those too, though.
And that is the third on Hoiby.
If that's who they're giving it to, and I think it is. Yep.
Fouls on Timberwolves number 2, Jesse Hoiby, his third.
Olsen set to check in for Hoiby after the free throws by Manis. Manis and the GP free throw shooting has gotten immensely better since the first
well,
1,
couldn't
2,
get
3.
much worse.
It's true.
So
0 for 3 to start the game.
These free throws are going to be huge down the stretch. Gets them both. The magnet hits them.
Manis with 7 on the evening. And another GP tender lead with 2.
We'll see if Ben Olsen can run things a little better for the Timberwolves here now that he's in there. And see if he can stay in there, actually.
And that was interesting, but they'll give it back to Olsen. And the foul will go against Manis.
That was not
his
a foul.
4th.
Wow.
Fouls on Grizzlies number
I didn't see it. I was looking into the scrum.
I didn't either. I was looking the.
6th team
Oh,
foul.
they said it's his 3rd. I thought it was his 4th.
I thought it was his 4th, too.
Yeah, I
They
got
just
him
said
down
it's
for
his 3rd.
4, but maybe we missed somebody earlier. So
Okay, well, they've got him as 3, so.
Lucky him. We like it in 3.
Liddell, and it really, Capone having a hard time controlling the basketball. He's getting the.
Could have got him for a travel on that, I thought.
Alley-oop, they look for Cyril.
Ooh. Left and
Cyril's could have gone up the ladder again.
I think he could have. Took the easy basket, though.
We got a tie game again, guys, for about the 8th or 9th time here.
14 points for Cyrils. Leads all scorers. With 4:17 remaining. Wow. The atmosphere has not been quiet in this gym, I think,
Double dribble.
since noon today.
Turnover.
I wondered about that.
It's costly turnover. They got to get those ball. They got to get that off.
Cedric Jones checks in for Manis for the
I think
Grizzlies.
GP's holding on to the ball too long. Need to take a shot.
40-40 with 4 minutes left to go. It's a lot of 4s up there, guys.
40-40 with 4.
Yeah. In the 4th period.
Hey, another 4.
4 timeouts left for Grizzlies.
4s everywhere. Look at all over.
24 seconds on the shot clock. Olsen to Korab. No.
Oh,
offensive rebound.
Those offensive rebounds Jackson's getting are just daggers right now.
Capone running against this 3-2 zone, so you're going to leave a short corner open in this defense. We'll see if Jackson can exploit it. They don't.
Well, that's what happens when you hang on a little too long.
10th turnover for Jackson there.
Quantrell will slow things down, ask for some assistance from Brian Hunter. And now back into man-to-man pressure. He's got Olsen in front of him. He takes some advantage of that. He might get Olsen out of the ball game.
Cyril's got a piece of that one.
Olsen's going to drive hard. He's going to get fouled.
Lay in.
Oh,
Capone.
Yeah.
Joe Capone with 2 offensive rebounds in back-to-back trips.
The offensive rebounds are absolutely killing Glacier Peak right there. They got to they're putting Manis back in, 4 fouls and all.
8 points for Capone, all in the
3
paint.
or 4. 3. Look at that.
Shot, 3 ball, no. Olsen will come back in for his 98th rebound of the game. Liddell thought about going up, but he would have drawn the double team. Wisely comes back down with it. Cyril's into Capone. There it goes cross court to Liddell. 3 ball on the way, short. Jones
Cold
with the
night
rebound.
for Liddell tonight.
Yeah, has he scored? No.
I don't have him as any.
He's drawn blanks. 15.4 points a contest has come up empty.
GP's going to talk about this here, and I think GP's got to drop some better shots here.
We will take a timeout with 2:16 on the clock. 42-40 Jackson with the 2-point lead. We'll be back. You're watching STSPN.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Winding this one down with 2 and change remaining on the clock as Glacier Peak will take the ball in against Jackson, down by 2, 42-40.
Every possession is vital here for both teams.
Number 1 in the league, number 7 RPI in the state, Jackson Timberwolves on defense. Number 12 in the RPI, number 2 in the league, Glacier Peak on offense. The shot off the glass, no good. 3 Jackson T-Wolves there for the rebound. Fletcher Douglas has had a lot of energy.
Wow. Liddell stepped on the line. That baseline's like an extra defender.
Grizzlies basketball.
So the Grizzlies get it back with $1:52 left.
They caught a break there.
Tight pressure coming up by Jackson here on his inbounds play.
Manis has Capone guarding. Man-to-man pressure, asks for the screen. They'll give it back to Quantrell, top side. He's got Liddell guarding in man-to-man, takes the right-hand side. Cyril's on Douglas. They're looking for Quantrell. Very tight man-to-man defense by Liddell. Into the traffic, Foreman will go up top. No!
They just can't buy a bucket.
Oh, for the last 3 shots.
At least.
Need the board on those little jump shots.
Olsen finds Cyril, gets out of danger.
Double team.
1:12 left and a timeout call. Olsen.
Was it a timeout?
Yeah, Steve Johnson called the timeout.
Jackson.
Olsen's getting double teamed. You got to figure out who's open out there, guys.
We will take a quick break. 1 minute, 11 seconds for a Wesco number 1 versus number 2. How's this one going to end? You'll find out on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You know that test drive I've been trying to get to? You're not going to believe this, but Raritan's of Monroe just delivered it to my work. I gotta go.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service.
STSPN Wesco basketball presented by Raritan's Dodge Chrysler Jeep. Glacier Peak down by a deuce to Jackson. Jackson has the lead in the series, 1-0. They are undefeated in league and looking to steal another one here on the Peak home court. You got a minute to go. Where are you going to go if you're Jackson? You're going to go to Ben Olsen, who gets fouled at the free throw line.
Fouled.
Yeah, he got hit on the arm.
Yeah. Wow, not a good foul there.
No.
Fouls on Grizzlies number
Ben's pretty consistent from the line. Let's see if he can keep it up
that
tonight.
is now, they say, the fourth on Evan Manis. We'll send Olsen to the line. He is 0 for 1. Now make that 1 for 2.
Makes it a 3-point game. Here he can make it a 2-possession game here.
Couple of bounces and a spin into the mitts, off the iron, no good. It will remain a 1-possession game. Adele picking up Quantrell across the timeline. Right-hand dribble drive. Left side to Douglas. Hand off into traffic. Elevates with the left.
Oh, and if that would have gone.
It would have been it.
Who's that foul going to be on?
I think it's going against Capone, but I'm not
It
sure.
may be on Olsen,
44.
who is walking away. No, okay, 44. Third on Capone. The way Olsen held his head and was walking toward the bench, I wondered. Manis left it short. The first miss from the free throw line by Manis is now 2 for 3.
He needs this one to make this game happy.
And Jack Purcell. Yes, that is Molina, so I think that's Jack Purcell.
Yep, it is.
The second one settles in nicely.
2-point game.
46 seconds to go, 32 on the shot clock.
Need a missed shot or a turnover here for the Grizzlies.
Got about a 13-second differential between the two.
Jackson's going to run it down.
And how many fouls do you have to give? None. So this is not a bad place to be. Glacier Peak with 7 fouls, so they're in the. There's the Capone bounce in the lay-in. 45-41. Jackson, 19 seconds to go.
They're going to have to get
off a quick
go,
three. Foreman, you got to run. There's the shot straight away. Got it!
Whoa!
Evan Manis!
Wow, and that was large. Wow, brings it to a 1-point game.
Steve Johnson called his players off, said let him have the shot.
They didn't want to foul him and give him another shot at the free throw line.
So we go 1-point game here again,
wow.
guys. 10 seconds.
Wow. 10.6 seconds on the clock.
So, Keith, what do? Do you foul right away when they on that inbounds? I think you got to, right?
Well, I don't think of course, you've got both Olsen and Liddell, very good ball handlers out top for Jackson.
Who made that three?
You can get a possession back, but do you want one if they hit both free throws on the 1-and-1? Because both teams will be in the bonus. Jackson with with 9 personal fouls. The next one will be double bonus for Glacier Peak.
Yeah, but even if Jackson makes both, GP's got a shot of a 3-pointer. So
how many turnovers for Jackson, Ron?
I got him down for 11, and GP's only
I let him bring the ball up.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. They've got 11 turnovers. Put a little pressure on full court.
What was the time on the clock, though? Not much.
10
seconds.
10.6.
I think you might have to foul him. I think you're right. I think you got to foul the inbound.
Yep.
10-6 is.
They're going to try to get it to Olsen here on the inbound, is my guess.
They get it to Liddell, who almost walked
and
with it.
It might be good. He's been cold tonight.
He does not have a shot.
So could be a good one.
Quantrell picks up number 2, irrelevant.
Yep.
Who made that last 3 shot?
The last free throw was
Manis.
Manis was one for one.
Christian Liddell, the senior, will set to the free throw line. Glacier Peak will check in Marshall Ross, replacing Cedric Jones on the offensive side. Offense for defense swap.
Interesting enough, if Liddell makes this basket, it'll be his first point for the night.
Yeah, and how crucial will that be?
Liddell with a knee bend and a flick will hit the first.
Next shot pretty much going to ice it for Jackson.
Well,
46-44.
Makes GP make a 3-point shot on the inbound.
And that one will scoot in. And a
GP
timeout.
will think about that.
Yeah.
Got to make a 3. Stranger things have happened.
Oh, it can happen. Steve Johnson calls this timeout to make sure he knows what they're going to do down there.
One more time, Jackson with a chance to take the lead in crunch time with the leather.
A lot of lead changes tonight.
Evan Manis with 6 points from 3 balls. We'll see if he can come in and make a difference. And as we wait the timeouts to break, we'll take a break ourselves. We've got ourselves a ball game. Holy smokes, 47-44. We'll be back on STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
All right.
9.4 seconds, all right, is right. It's coming down to the final 9 seconds of this ball game. And they will hand the ball off to Foreman. And it goes to Manis, 3 on the way, too strong. He'll get it back out top. Here's the shot by Quantrell. No, at the buzzer!
Wow, had the shot.
Braden Quantrell had his feet set and had the distance.
They had 2 looks at it.
And Jackson will take the season series and the league with this one.
That pretty much wraps the league up for them.
47-44 in a wild one. We'll come back and wrap it up after the handshakes. We'll have the totals in a moment. You're watching Wesco 4A basketball on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back on STSPN. 47-44. Jackson will take the 3-point and the league away from the Grizzlies here in the home, the Cave. And we've got our Adrenaline Sports fundraising player of the game, Jalen Sears. And you guys had an all-out effort. You had to know it was going to be a back and forth, or what was going through the timeout, the final timeout leading to the win here?
Coach just didn't want us to foul. We had to keep the intensity going and just maintain the ball. Don't get any fouls, because like a foul is the last thing we needed.
Now, Jalen, take us through that alley-oop that you had. That was kind of brought the whole house down.
Yeah, me and Ben, we practice alley-oops and practice all the time. We just got to execute it in the game, and we finally did, and it was a good crowd.
Who called that one? Was it Ben, or did you give him the nod?
Yeah, you know, it was just like a last-second thing. He seen me, I put my hand up, he threw it.
One last question. You got 2 more remaining. You go in, the district looking pretty smooth. Anything on your mind? Or are you feeling pretty fresh, pretty loose?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we got to keep the intensity. We can't have any upsets right now. I know these games are not going to be as packed as these. Like, the intensity is not going to be as loud, but we got to keep the same intensity going and go into playoffs with the same attitude.
Well, congratulations on the W. Ron's going to give you our STSPN Adrenaline Fundraising Player of the Game T-shirt.
Hold up, got the picture photo section. And Jason, you got the only 3-point shots for the game tonight. Did you get the only one that got the okay to shoot threes?
Yeah,
you got the green light?
Christian's shots weren't falling today, but like, he's very consistent shooter. We rely on him a lot, but if his shots weren't falling, so another player had to step up.
You got it.
I think somebody else wants his player of the game
down
so
there. You get another look right here.
Yeah.
So why don't you step down to KRKO, and you get to do this all over again.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this yours?
Jalen I had him with 14 on the night, 2 triples, and of course the highlight spectacular upside to the downside, the downstroke.
Yep, and he actually changed the course of a lot of shots tonight, too.
Very good point.
He doesn't really get credit for, but a lot of people had to change their trajectory and missed a lot of lay-ins because of him.
Well, he had 14 points for the Timberwolves, and Fletcher Douglas had 14 for the losing Grizzlies tonight, but they put on a good effort out there, and it could have gone either way right down to the wire, guys.
And it looks like Jackson will be #1 in the district, and most likely GP #2. They got a little bit of work to do, but you're looking at probably your #1 and #2 seeds.
And you can't look over Mount Vernon on either side, either
Correct.
Jackson or the Grizzlies. Mount Vernon on Tuesday for Jackson. It is this Friday at Mount Vernon for Glacier Peak. So you got to travel up north to the Tulip Fields, and that isn't going to be easy in that gym. That is a special place to play.
And I don't think they're going to count on it being easy either.
You're right.
I think it's going to be a tough game, and Mount Vernon's got a lot to play for right now.
Both of these teams spreading it around. We'll come back with the totals wrap-up. We are going to wrap up. So I appreciate everything that you guys have brought to the table here. Tim Boyle and Ron the Wedge Henthorn. A lot of fun, as always.
Thanks for being a part. Blast.
Yeah. It's great having you back, Keith.
Glad to be here, and a shout out once again to Scott, my brother down in Arizona, Scott Oshman. Our best to you. Take care of business, and we'll see you back here for district. That'll wrap it up for us on STSPN. I want to make sure Friday will be the next game for Jackson versus Cascade, then at Mount Vernon on Tuesday for Glacier Peak. Friday at Mount Vernon, Tuesday versus Mariner. STSPN's next broadcast Thursday will be the Marysville-Pilchuck at Everett girls game. You're going to want to check that out. And that will wrap it up for us tonight. The final once again, Jackson 47, Glacier Peak 44. We'll see you on the other side. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.